creatures, because you can't have a full web of life in your little garden, right? But you can step in and become all the missing creatures. So you can become the wolf, you can become the deer, you can become all the missing creatures. And that sounds complicated, but in a very simple way, what that means is creating layers of ecosystem. So the lawn is where the large herbivores like the deer would normally graze. So by having a lawn, you are being the deer as such, you know? And then beyond the lawn, the edges of the lawn would be meadow. And that's really important layer again. And then beyond the layer of meadow, you'd have the shrubby layer or the scrubby layer, which would be brambles and gorse and thorns. And that's like nature's nursery for protecting areas so that she can grow her trees up through them. And then you'd have your emergent woodland, which contains kind of small willows and birches and things like that. And then you'd have your woodland. But you can only create as many different layers as you can. And within that, you would have as many different supports for the creatures that will come and share the space with you. Like you would have water if you can. I mean, and even if you don't have much space, I mean, this is a simple one, but like this is a simple little water pool that a bird will come and wash themselves in when you keep the
Mm.
water clean and keep it full of rainwater and keep it clean. You'll find little birds coming as long as you make enough space in them to have a bath in there. Um, you know, having the dead wood, like I say, allowing the leaves to fall down and restore the nutrients back into the earth. It's so important for so many larvae to finish their life cycles in the leaf litter, in the dead wood. So you have to leave all that there if you can.
Mhm.
Just use just use a brush to sweep it off your path so that they're not slippy. And also the leaves on your lawn will kill off some of the grass and allow more diversity to come through. So it's not a bad thing. Um,
Mary, if I may just, I
yeah,
mean, those pictures look so beautiful
yeah,
to me. And they may be very surprising, because those are gardens and bigger gardens as well. Some of them are smaller, bigger gardens, but they're not the usual gardens we see around, at least not where I live.
yeah.
Um, how do you find, how do you find convincing people to turn their garden in something more natural? How easy is that, or
Well,
difficult?
it's actually just about education, do you know? Because once you realize that your garden
Mhm.
is more like a still life and that it's not really supporting any wildlife, and if you care about the earth and, you know, trying to help with the damage that we've done and trying to restore it, then it gives people so much joy when almost overnight, when you turn your garden into an ark, almost overnight it'll become full of creatures, so like my land here, and now this is a big ark, so it's probably not the best example, but I hear we have a Facebook group called We Are the Ark, and people send in the most incredible images all the time of the creatures that turned up almost instantly when they started to bring the native plant communities back, because native plant communities are the foundation stone of all life on earth. And by bringing in what people call pollinator friendly plants, which are not helpful, and anything that
Mhm.
is not native shouldn't be in an ark. So it's really exciting for me because if I look out my window here, on an evening I might see a fox stroll past, or I can see the evidence of badgers overnight. They dig
Right.
latrines, they dig holes to poo in, and
Mm.
you can see them around the land. And if I sit by my pond, it's just covered in dragonflies. And
Mm.
they're all gone now because the weather has changed. But and birds and bats come at night time, and owls, and you don't get that in a garden. What you get in a garden is control. So we have to
Okay.
give control. We have to let nature lead the way and support her to be as supportive as possible, to be as natural as possible, so that she can support all the creatures that we share this planet with, because we haven't been sharing. And it's time for us to step up and become guardians instead of gardeners, I think. And
Mm.
it's really helpful for people because it's very hard if you're sometimes people can get a little bit sad about how bad things are with the climate and stuff like that. But this actually gives people hope because they see how quickly the earth can recover if we let her lead the way and restore her clothing of choice rather
Mhm.
than dictating what we think looks pretty,
Okay.
you know? And
Okay.
that's really, really valuable to people that they feel suddenly that there is hope, you know,
Mm.
and that's how you convince people to do it
Mm.
because they get really excited. And the other side of arcing is trying to grow your own food as much as you can because we need to step out of the industrial food farming, forestry, and fishing systems, which are killing everything on the planet, you know. So by growing your own food, you're going to have so much fun and you're stepping outside of the system and doing something really positive. Um, and yeah, that's the other part of arcing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mary.